blue, orange, purple, magenta. All right, and you can see I'm still moving the thing in the background there. The GameSir T4 Mini. What are they promoting on here? MFI and Apple Arcade games for iOS, asymmetric dual motors, real-time vibration feedback, 6-axis gyroscope, HID support games for Android devices, so you have that button for the display, translucent body with colorful backlights, and great battery life with a 600 milliamp battery. USB Type-C, I'm assuming, yes. Wow, this is light. If you want a light controller, look no further. So there you have it. Very, very light. So what do you have here? You got your L, your ZL, your R, your ZR. You got your pairing button, USB Type-C charging port. You got your plus and minus buttons at the top. You got your home button, your HID button, an option button, turbo button actually. Then you have your D-pad, left analog stick with the L3, right analog stick with the R3, and then you have your A, B, X, Y over here. Nothing really on the back. You have the little 4 indicator lights on the bottom there. I was trying to find the motors. Unlike the Xbox 360 controller where the motors are in the bottom here, it looks like the motors might actually be a little higher up. We'll see if we can get some actual vibration going on. So here's how you pair it in Recalbox, which is similar to RetroPie. You just want to go to your Bluetooth settings, turn on Bluetooth, then go to pair a Bluetooth controller. On the actual controller itself, go ahead and hold X plus home, and that'll put it in the pairing mode for the controller. And then once I click this button here, pair a Bluetooth controller, it's gonna scan for it, and you should see here, it takes a little while, it takes about 30, 60 seconds. It'll find it, I'll go ahead and click it. Right now I'm doing this on an Xbox 360 controller, so
there it is.
the other thing is you can wire in this controller. Without doing any of this, you could just run it via USB Type-C cable, no Bluetooth whatsoever. A lot of people ask me about controller lag. Honestly, I can't tell a huge difference between Bluetooth mode and wired mode. Some people are gonna be like, no, Drew, it's such a big deal. I can play the games just fine. There's probably people way better than me out there, so you can go wired if you prefer. You can see it's now paired. In Recalbox or RetroPie, it should auto sense that there's a new controller and ask you to type in your controls, which it does on this one. If not, you just go to the control settings and say configure a controller, and then that's where you type in where you want each key. Now, there are certain emulators like Dreamcast, you might need to manually, or an N64, you might have to manually redo your keys, but for the most part, these global controls here should go for the entire system. So it's that easy. Hotkey, I like to use select, which is the minus button, and L3, R3 are the analog sticks, clicking them in, and then the L2, R2 are the Z buttons. So it's that simple. And now I should I unplug my Xbox 360 and I plug in this, and you can see the LEDs are on. So it's working great. It works really, really good.
Fight! Okay, win.
This is how you're supposed to play with one button. And then we turn on turbo. Oh, I'm not so allowed to hit those. So to change the light modes, you hit the turbo button plus the L3. So you press in your analog stick. So here we go. We can change just the solid colors by pressing it once. See, we have red, or this is actually orange. The A, B, X, Y stay the same color. Then we go purple. I mean, it looks blue on your screen, but it's actually purple. Let's turn off the lights. See, it's purple. Kind of magenta. Then you have multicolor, which is pretty cool. And then blue, red, green, yellow, blue, orange, purple, magenta. All right, and you can see I'm still moving the thing in the background there. And then if you do, oh, let's go back. If you do a double click, you do T plus double click on L, it changes to breathing. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of breathing. See, it's going off and then on and changing colors. There's a breathing mode. And then let's try it again. There's 3 different breathing modes. Okay, so this is like a multicolor breathing mode. And then let's do one more. I think this like goes back and forth, left to right. Or this mode, I guess, turns off the left side and it only breathes on the right. And let's see if you can even... Okay, so if you do one click, it just takes it back to the solid color mode. So final thoughts on this thing. These analog sticks are definitely just like the GameSir G3s or 3G. All their controllers are very similar analog sticks, and people love them. If you're into LEDs and you're into smaller controllers, look no further. I personally kind of like the Xbox controller having a little bit more grip. I like the extra grip here. This is definitely even heavier, though. This thing is really light. The vibration on it is just immense. It's really good, very precise. You can tell that this is a newer controller. The plastic shell is perfect, gives you all the buttons you want. I would say the biggest downside is not having the back buttons as kind of an analog, having a more, as a click. That could be kind of a bummer, especially considering it to the 8-bit dough. But it works on the Pi, it works on an iPhone, it works on an Android, it works wired, it works unwired. Great battery life, great range. So it does check all those boxes. When GameSir did send me this unit, I always tell them to send their latest and greatest because I'm usually a fan of everything they make. I think really what it comes down to is form factor here. If you're looking for a new different form factor with all the bells and whistles of Bluetooth, USB Type-C, really good analog sticks, latest Bluetooth standards and all that, and latest vibration motors, things like that, really cool. 8-bit dough definitely has a leg up on them with their software and the quality, but you're going to pay a lot more as well. So keep that in mind. It might be a good option for you. That's what I think. Let me know what you all think. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.